package sat in the passenger seat like a coiled snake, its worn, brown wrapping dampened with some kind of greasy residue. I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. Each shadow thrown by the dying streetlights seemed to writhe as I navigated the maze of the industrial district. It was a little past 3 a.m., and my gut was screaming at me to turn back. But the voice on the phone had been firm, polite even. They promised a payout big enough to make the insomnia worth it. Retired or not, I'd learned to trust my gut. Tonight, though, something about this job felt off. Being a cop had given me a good sense of people. Most nights as an Uber driver, that sense kept me safe. Drunks in the backseat spouting nonsense? Fine. Couples whispering arguments loud enough for me to catch? Standard. Even the occasional quiet type with the 1,000-yard stare was nothing new. I had a knack for reading people in situations, a skill honed over 20 years on the force. But this job? No eye contact, no passenger, just a package, wrapped poorly and handed over by some kid in a hoodie with shaking hands. When I retired, it wasn't because I wanted to. A bad knee, too many sleepless nights, and a case that still haunted me had forced me to hang up the badge. Driving wasn't a dream job, but it paid the bills, and I liked the anonymity of it. Except tonight, that package was turning my car into a confession booth, and I wasn't sure I liked what I was hearing. The call came in around midnight. A young-sounding man had booked the ride, but when I pulled up to the pickup point, a gas station just shy of the industrial district, there was no one waiting. I rolled down my window and called out into the dark. "You, David?" The voice startled me. It came from a kid who couldn't have been more than 18. His hoodie was pulled low over his face, but his eyes darted like he was looking for an exit. "Yeah, that's me," I replied cautiously. "Where to?" He didn't answer right away. Instead, he thrust the package through the window, cradling it like a child. "This goes to 1708 Rockwell Avenue. No questions, no detours. You'll be paid when you get there." "And you're not coming along?" The kid shook his head and backed away, already blending into the shadows. I almost called out to him, but something in his demeanor told me not to push. Against my better judgment, I put the package on the passenger seat and started the car. I hadn't gone more than a few blocks before I called Carl, an old buddy from my precinct days. He picked up on the second ring, sounding as gruff as ever. "You never call me unless it's bad news, Dave. What's up?" "Got a weird one tonight, Carl," I said, keeping my voice low. "Someone hired me to deliver a package. Kid was jumpy as hell, like he thought someone was watching him." "Package, huh? You look inside?" "Nope. Said not to. I'm getting bad vibes, though." Carl grunted. "You're in the industrial district, aren't you?" "Yeah." "Don't like it," he said. "Could be anything. Drugs, weapons, God knows what else. People don't hire Uber drivers for honest deliveries. You want my advice? Dump it and drive home." I wanted to listen to him. Hell, I should have listened to him, but the part of me that used to wear a badge, the part that still thought I could fix things, decided to see it through. 1708 Rockwell Avenue wasn't a house. It wasn't even an office building. It was an old warehouse, half collapsed and wrapped in silence. The chain-link fence surrounding it had been torn in places, and the only sign of life was a single, flickering light over the door. The package seemed heavier now, like it had absorbed the tension in the air. I pulled up and killed the engine, scanning the area for movement. Nothing. I was about to step out when I caught a glimpse of something in the rearview mirror, just a shape, slipping between the shadows of a nearby alley. My heart thumped in my chest. I grabbed my phone and dialed Carl again. "I'm here," I said, keeping my eyes on the mirror. "Warehouse. Looks abandoned, but I'm not alone." "You're an idiot for going there," Carl snapped. "Leave now." For a long moment, I sat there, torn. My hand hovered over the package. The tape holding it together was loose, peeling at the corners. It would be so easy to open it, to take a peek, to confirm what I already suspected. My curiosity won. The moment the tape lifted, a foul, chemical stench filled the car. Inside was a tightly packed brick of white powder wrapped in plastic. My stomach churned, cocaine, or worse. I shoved the package shut just as a pair of headlights appeared in my peripheral vision. A black SUV rolled up to the warehouse, its engine purring like a predator. Two men stepped out, both dressed in dark clothes. They moved with purpose, scanning the area before heading toward the warehouse door. I slid lower in my seat, hoping the darkness would swallow me. My pulse was a drumbeat in my ears. The men stopped, speaking in low voices. Then one of them turned toward my car. Screw this, I thought. I wasn't about to stick around and find out what kind of trouble I'd stumbled into. I turned the key in the ignition and drove off, headlights off, taking the long way out of the district to avoid being followed. By the time I got home, the package was gone, dumped in a trash bin miles away. My phone buzzed with a string of missed calls and texts from the number that had hired me, but I didn't answer. The next morning, Carl called with news. "You were right to leave," he said. "That warehouse? DEA's been watching it for weeks. Major drug operation. You deliver that package, you're in the middle of a raid, or worse, dead. Don't take jobs like that again, Dave." I didn't need the warning. That night had carved itself into my memory. I could still feel the weight of the package in the passenger seat, still see the shadows creeping in the rearview mirror. I quit driving a week later. Whatever ghosts haunted the industrial district, I wasn't about to cross paths with them again.